President Trump's trade war cooled down this week for now. Less than a week after the U.S. and China had a dramatic tariff standoff, markets made gains when Chinese officials said they are eager to continue face-to-face negotiations with the U.S. And President Trump also expressed optimism. Michael Shear asked the president about his trade strategy at the G Summit in France on Monday.
Is that a strategy? Is it a strategy to call President Xi an enemy one day and then say that relations are very good the next day? And then, it's gone back.
It's the way I negotiate. It's done very well for me over the years, and it's doing even better for the country.
Whiplash strategy, but are we seeing a truce, a thaw?
Maybe, but I think the point of my question, and I think the sort of revelation in his answer, is that uncertainty is the coin of the realm when it comes to Trump and the way he handles a lot of stuff in the presidency, but especially the negotiations over trade. And so, we look to be in a moment of relative calm. The Chinese have indicated they want to come to the table and work on this. The president has indicated the same for his team. And yet I don't think any of us would bet on, whether that will be the reality a day from now or a week from now or 2 weeks from now. And so I think that uncertainty is what is making everybody concerned.
What you've covered Capitol Hill, Shauna. What about the uncertainty about the USMCA, the new version of NAFTA? Will Speaker Pelosi bring that up for a vote this fall?
Apparently, Speaker Pelosi is going to have some kind of meeting or conference call with other Democrats. It's clear people want to move forward with the USMCA or new NAFTA. I can't remember which way the letters go anymore. But there are major issues to work through, and the Democrats do not seem to be budging on this. But I think the point about uncertainty, whether it's with the president, whether it's with the markets, we've talked to a lot of Iowa farmers over the last month. And the thing they point out, even though they are not willing to abandon President Trump, they are conservative. Not yet. A couple have said they're getting a little bit tired of the tweets, but they are freaked out because of the level of uncertainty. And one of the things one said to us was, if China decides really to fully pull out of the American soybean market, go to Brazil fully and totally, that kind of thing, they're worried they will never come back, because why would they shift?
Right. And that uncertainty even comes back into the Oval Office. I had a story a couple of days ago about Trump's own closest advisors, including Lighthizer, the trade representative, including everyone in his White House staff, trying to tell him to shift his focus to the USMCA and to the Japan trade, because they felt that China was just not going to deliver before 2020, and they were worried that it was just going to have a negative impact on the economy and he wouldn't get his win. And so even they feel like that's where you should put your eggs for now.
So if the president doesn't get USMCA, doesn't get a China deal, and he's still trying to navigate on all these different fronts, what about a U.S.-UK trade deal? We saw the new Prime Minister, Boris Johnson, suspend Parliament this week, move in a conversation with the Queen to do so. Could both of these leaders, Prime Minister Johnson, President Trump, look to that kind of deal?
Well, they might, because there obviously is a kinship between the two of them, and they've spoken favorably of each other. Just on this larger question of uncertainty, though, there is a strategy to Trump's trade policy, which is, I believe I can inflict more pain on you, a lot more, than you can inflict on me. And that's actually not a bad strategy, except when it turns out to be obviously untrue. And if all these uncertainty in all these areas, in trade, China, the renegotiated NAFTA, if those start to cause recession fears, and we're right on the verge of that, then his strategy no longer works.
Politico does great work on Capitol Hill. How much pain can Republicans take? They've been on recess for the last few weeks. When they come back to Washington, will they pressure this White House?
They can't take a collapse in the stock market, and they can't take a collapse in agricultural states. And so not much more pain is the answer.